Again, I'm Tracey Pennywell. I am a career coach, and I want to talk to you all for a couple minutes today about things recruiters look for on LinkedIn that most people actually miss. What you want to do when you're on LinkedIn, you want to make sure that you're treating it like a second line of defense when you're getting jobs, when you want to get interviews, when you want to network. It's not just only a resume. You want to make sure that your LinkedIn is on point so that people can find you and can make sure that you are really getting opportunities that you need. Next. So here are the three things that recruiters look for on LinkedIn, again, that most people miss. For just to begin with, you want to make sure that you know that your resume, that might be optional, but your LinkedIn is not. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where decisions get made before you even enter the room. When you are interviewing for jobs, before they even bring you in, most often, they've gone to your LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a LinkedIn profile, that also tells a story. But if you do have one, making sure you have the right things on your LinkedIn profile is really, really important to make sure recruiters know and HR hiring managers know that you did not come to play. So your LinkedIn is your digital reputation. It's not just a profile. That's thing number one you want to remember. Recruiters do check it first before interviews, even before callbacks. I've actually had on our webinars that we've done with different corporations like Amazon and Fitch Ratings and Paramount Entertainment and all kinds of companies that have told us that sometimes if a person may have all the goods on paper, but if they don't have a LinkedIn at all, if they're not engaged on there at all, meaning you have one but you don't post on it, that sometimes will be the differentiator between someone who's actually on there, has a great profile, who's networking in their field, and then someone who doesn't. That little thing could be the differentiator between you getting an interview or you actually securing that job. So you don't want to miss the foundational signals that say, I'm ready. Next. Sorry, the doorbell is ringing. I apologize. There's someone at the door. Let me put my headphones on. So what recruiters are actually looking for is a professional headline. Um, college for a college student to say things like, I am actually an inspiring product manager, a Python and brand strategist, as opposed to just I'm a student at XYZ University. I want to take a quick poll and ask for those of you that are here, who has on their LinkedIn right now something that says keywords like you're aspiring product manager or something that you want to do. Who's already taken that step? Can you put a one in the chat if you've already taken that step to say that you have a career on what you want to be on your LinkedIn? Okay, great. I see some of you in the chat. You're already ahead of the game. That's awesome. That's definitely what you want to do. Because just being a student at a university, it's great that you're in college, but it doesn't necessarily make you stand out. And the game we're playing here that Lauren and I want to teach is you want to actually stand out. You just don't want to have a LinkedIn. You want to be the LinkedIn profile that people are coming to recruit. And you want your headline to be searchable real estate. Use it to position yourself, not just to describe yourself. Also, they're looking for a compelling about section. So a common mistake some people do is they'll put things like they won't have like I said a summary of what they do, or they will have a generic copy paste of a resume. Again, your resume is great, but what sets you apart on LinkedIn is that you can actually be connecting with people in your field. So if you want to be in, I don't know, computer tech or cybersecurity or something like that, maybe you followed different companies that are in cyber tech. Maybe you have different people who you are connected to in those companies, and that way the companies that are looking to hire you will say, oh, okay, they're already on here, they're connecting, they're really good. So your fix is tell your why, tell who you are and what you're passionate about and where you're headed. You want to show your personality and your purpose because it builds trust before the first call, the first interview. I actually did have corporate person to us one time say that she wanted to be, she had a degree in tech. I think she was at MIT or something, a really good degree. But because obviously tech is a very, very competitive field, she had a LinkedIn page, but the company she was getting ready to apply for, and it was one of the FANG companies, they said because she didn't have enough followers and connections on LinkedIn, they weren't going to hire her. And it's as simple as that. What you want to do is make sure that you are always networking in your field. You might not talk to those people all the time, but you want to make those connections so people will know, not only do I want to be in this field, I'm interested in this field, I have connections in this field, because they're looking at tiny things like that. Your connections matter. Next. And finally, what recruiters actually look for is activity that shows initiative. So again, are you engaging? Are you posting insights? Are you commenting with purpose? Are you looking at other people's pages that may be in your field or the field you want to get into? And are you putting insightful things? Are you posting maybe articles that are relevant to your industry? Recruiters really want to see signs of curiosity, leadership, and professional maturity. So remember, your visibility equals your credibility. You don't need experience to be valuable. What you need is a profile that shows you're curious, you have leadership, and you have professional maturity. Next. So again, LinkedIn isn't just a tool, it's a launch pad. Show up like you're a boss, show up like you want the role, and not just for the title that you have now, but show up for the title you want, how you want to show up for that boss, to be that boss in the future. Next. So again, I'm Tracey Pennywell, and I have actually just started a YouTube channel and a TikTok. So if you all can follow me, subscribe, make sure that you are tapping in, because I do career content like this every single day. So make sure you are tapping in, because it will really help me and my numbers. And the more it helps me, the more it helps you all, because then Lauren and I can continue to do things like this. So thank you so much for that. Moving forward. All right, so now we're going to play a quick little game before we pull Lauren up. And this is just an icebreaker game. It's called LinkedIn or Linked Out. It's just an icebreaker, but we want everybody to tap in. I'm going to ask you a question. You can go to the next screen. I'm going to ask you a question, and then we want you all to either say yes, LinkedIn, or no, Linked Out. So you can put LinkedIn or Linked Out, or put yes or no. So moving forward, next. All right, number one, posting a blurry selfie as your profile picture. LinkedIn or Linked Out? That's a no. That's a definite no. That's a Linked Out for sure. All my people got that. Absolutely fabulous. Yes, that's a Linked Out. You want that picture to be crisp and clear and really speak to the industry you want to go into. So if you want to go into corporate, you might have a nice collar white shirt on, or maybe a white shirt and a tie. You want to really present that boss mode, like you said, but make sure that picture is really crisp and clear. Next. All right, sharing your internship win with a post on LinkedIn, including a thank you to your mentors. Is that a LinkedIn yes or a Linked Out no? All right, my people, look at all of our yeses. That's an absolute truth. You want to brag. You want to have a humble brag book. And I'll tell you another thing. Even if you, and so that you'll be ready when you go into these interviews, if you want to take all these things and put them into a little humble brag book, just have them ready so that in case someone does ask you all the things you're proud of and things you do, you've got your list, you've got your things you've done, their accomplishments, your metrics, and all of that in a humble brag book. And then you can just shout it out whenever you're ready. So, so absolutely thank your mentors and brag about you having an internship win. Number three, DMing a recruiter with, hey, what's up? Got jobs? LinkedIn or Linked Out? Absolute no. We don't want to do that. What we want to do, that's a Linked Out, Amarachi. You're right about that. What we want to do, thank you, Isabel, for your comments, and Katrina. We want to make sure that when we're DMing a recruiter, show of hands or put a 2 in the chat. Who knows how to use AI? Because if you put that 2 in the chat, you know how to use AI. Every time you want an introduction, me, go ahead, Jamia. I like it. Jeremiah knows how to use AI. I love it. What you want to do, you want to go to AI and you want to say, hey, I want to have an informational interview with I don't know, a recruiter at Amazon. Can you create me a really simple, informational interview request that I can drop in LinkedIn? And that way, when you do that, it'll come up with something super polished. You can drop it in, and it's not, hey, what's up? It's polished, and it may just get you that informational interview and perhaps lead to an interview for the job. Number 4, listing your major and interest in your headline. LinkedIn or linked out? Okay, we got a LinkedIn, a LinkedIn, a LinkedIn, a yes, a yes, a yes. I like it. Great. Okay, next. Great. You definitely want to do that. If you haven't, like we said, you want to be aspirational, listing your major and your interest are great. And again, we talked about those interests maybe being something like aspiring, and then put your next role that you want to attain. That's absolutely great. And it will, those keywords, by putting the keywords that you want to be searched for by, that will help recruiters find you. Next. And number 5, leaving your summary section blank. LinkedIn or linked out? Isabel, that's a no. Jayla, that's a no. Katrina says no. That's absolutely right. We don't want any blanks in our LinkedIns because we want people to be able to find us. That's a linked out. We want people to be able to find us. We want recruiters before we even graduate, or if we're newly graduated and maybe we're looking for our next big role, we want them to be able to find us. So as much information as you can put in that's searchable with those keywords is going to help them discover who you are. Awesome. Next.